Everyone, welcome to the show. I have news to share and some fun stuff for you guys today. There's something going on with Donald Trump. I feel like Nightmare Before Christmas, like something's up with Jack, something's up with Jack. Hope he hasn't died. Anyway, the Cankles in chief is not in good health. I mean, we all know that. It's very obvious at this point, right? I mean, we've seen the bruising on his hands. There, attempts to hide those tree stumps that he calls legs. So there was this big uproar online over the holiday weekend because Trump hadn't been seen in public in days. Then, when he was finally seen with his granddaughter, they were heading out to play golf, he looked like death warmed over. Trump was completely pasty white, no orange makeup on. He looked like he was about to collapse. So take a look at this picture. This is a close up of his face. So obviously, I mean, he's not wearing his normal makeup, his bronzer, whatever the hell. Guy looks like he's on death's door. The internet did what the internet does best. It started pumping out hysterical memes. Everyone was speculating about Trump's demise. I even heard, I don't know if this is true, but Crystal Ball over on Breaking Points, she lives in the DC area, and she was saying that like Walter Reed was like shut down, or part of it was shut down. The hospital that treats the president. There was a road that was closed off heading to Walter Reed. One of the cameras was disabled that records what's going on at Walter Reed. I don't know. So definitely seems like something is going on. But anyway, check out these images. People are just so funny. So for those on the podcast, I'll explain. There's one of Donald Trump on his knees on the golf course, clutching his chest, and it says, "Best golf stroke ever." This next one is Donald Trump with a caddy who is the Grim Reaper. So just people are too funny. Next, we have this one, which is one of my favorites. For those who don't remember the original movie, it was "Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead." This one is "Don't Tell Mom the President's Dead." It's it's JD Vance, Cash Patel, googly eye Cash Patel, and I think it's supposed to be Pam Bondi, and they look all shocked, and you can just see Donald Trump's feet sticking out of the ground. This next one is of Donald Trump at the pearly gates with the devil behind him with a pitchfork. And it's, I guess, Jesus holding up a hand, stopping him from coming in. And it says, Donald Trump is saying to him, "Look, I just need you to find me 11,780 good deeds." This next one is this is one of my favorites. It's Piglet and Pooh, and it says, "Is he dead yet?" asked Piglet. "No," said Pooh. "Fuck," said Piglet. This next one is funny too. It's the devil, and Donald Trump asks him, "So how long will I have to be down here?" And he says, "2 weeks," which, as you guys all know, that is Donald Trump's favorite line. Everything's going to take 2 weeks. He's like the construction workers from the Money Pit movie. How long is it going to take? 2 weeks. This next one is a take on the Obama poster, like the famous Obama Hope poster, but it's Donald Trump's hand with a bruise on the back. It says Hope. And then there's this one where he's dressed like Waldo, and it says, "Where's Pedo?" And then there was this video. So check out this protester. I don't know if you guys heard, but there were protests around the country on Labor Day, and this person apparently attended the protest in New York. This is someone walking across the street. For those on the podcast, there is no sound, so you're not going to hear any sound when I play this. But Anyway, check this out. So, yeah. Again, for anybody listening, there was a man, he's in a hospital gown, he's in slippers, he's wearing a Trump mask, and he's pushing an IV stand across the street, and it has a bottle of bleach hanging off of it. And even Trump supporters are starting to admit that there's something going down, that they are covering up some health issues. So I'm sure you guys all know Nick Fuentes. He's a, podcaster. He's a white supremacist. He is the founder of the America First movement, the Groyper movement. A lot of his followers were at the Capitol on January 6th. Anyway, he's turned on Trump mostly for the wrong reasons, mostly because he's not, deporting enough people fast enough. But in any case, he's off the Trump train. Well, Fuentes has been posting about Trump's health on Twitter. So first he posted this. He wrote, quote, "There is obviously something going on with Trump that the White House is covering up. This is literally Biden too." I mean, he's not wrong, right? And then I want to bring up this next one for you guys. He said, this was a few days later. He said, quote, "There is obviously something going on with Trump that the White House is covering up." Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that's the same one. He said, a few days later, "If Joe Biden disappeared for an entire week like this, you know that every Trump supporter would be crashing out about it. Where is the consistency? Trump 2.0 has been a disappointment in literally every way, but nobody wants to admit it." Yeah. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine, did I ever believe that I would be agreeing with Nick freaking Fuentes or Marjorie Taylor Greene or Candace Owens. This is how crazy this time is. This is where we are, guys. Anyway, it's just craziness right now. And then also, I want to show you this next video that Fuentes made. He is just, he's going hard on this. And some of his people agree, not all, but, there's a lot of MAGA people who are, as we all know, just so deep in the Kool-Aid, so drunk on the Kool-Aid, they can't see straight. But here is what he said recently in a video.
August 19th, Trump is quoted in an interview as talking about heaven. And in the context of his meeting with Vladimir Putin and bringing an end to the war in Ukraine, Trump says, "This will get me into heaven," he says, which is, once again, an uncharacteristic thing for him to say. Trump has been with us for 10 years, and like him, love him, hate him, whatever you think about him, this is not a deeply spiritual person. This is a very strong, stoic person, fatalistic, you might say, pays lip service occasionally to some vague notion of God, Christian, cultural Christian religiosity, but he's not a deeply spiritual person, doesn't speak in moral or spiritual terms. And when I saw that quote, I remembered this is something that Alex Jones has said to me also, that privately, people say that Trump is talking all the time about heaven, about going to heaven, about the afterlife.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong, right? It isn't as if Trump actually believes in God or religion, because Michael Cohen said in his book that Trump mocked the Christians who came to meet with him during his first term. You guys might recall, they prayed over him and he bowed his head and he acted like he was all into it. And then, as soon as they left, Trump told Michael Cohen, "You believe they believe this shit?" Now all of a sudden he's preoccupied with getting into heaven. And, why? And there's a saying out there, not a saying, but and I think this is true. I've heard doctors say that everyone knows when it's their final decade. Everyone can feel it. They know that it's coming. So, yeah. And then check this out. So, Trump did an interview with the CNN resident Kool-Aid drinker over there, Scott Jennings. He sounded horrible. So he's, trying to show people, oh no, see, I'm fine. I feel great. I've never felt better. That's what he posted on his failing social media site. Take a listen to how he actually sounded.
Thousands of people are dying. They're not Americans that are dying, but they're Russians and they're Ukrainians, and there's thousands, and it's a war that makes no sense. And it would have never started if I were president, and that's what bothers me even more, because the election was totally rigged.
So still lying about the election in 2020. But as you guys could hear, he sounds congested. He sounds very low energy, Don, as he might say. And so a bunch of Fuentes viewers commented below that video on Twitter. One of them, named Mason, he wrote, quote, "He sounds like he's dying." And then another Fuentes fan responded, quote, "President sounds sick. Is he even alive?" Another guy named Dean asked, quote, "Is nobody going to mention how groggy and off his voice sounds here? Couple that with all the weirdness of him being MIA for 7 days now." Yeah, and there were a lot more. So it's not just the Democrats who are saying that he's on death's door. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. don't get me all excited here, guys. Anyway, yeah, so maybe we're on death watch. I don't know. We'll see. Of course, MAGA's going to cry over that and say, oh, you guys are so mean. You're wishing death on him. I don't know. Didn't he just say that he doesn't care that Biden has cancer? That, he doesn't feel bad for him because he's such a horrible person, but yet we're supposed to feel bad for Donald Trump? I don't think so. Not when he is the worst person to ever lead this country and so much more. So, yeah, no sympathy. Absolutely none. All right, guys, I will let you know if or when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.